Good evening, everyone. So, in the last lecture, we have gone through basic and applied research, and before that, we have discussed about the conceptual framework of research, right? And there we have seen that what are the stages that are to be covered while undergoing any particular research, either it may be your PhD research or any research that you have carried out through some projects. Okay, then basic, you have seen that this is referred as pure or fundamental research. Means basically we try to build some theory with this research, and this theory helps in the case of applied research because with this theory that is built with fundamental research, we try to acquire knowledge on the practical applications of the theoretical base already built up, which is expected to solve a critical problem. So applied research is usually conducted for industries or governments by universities or by specialized research laboratories or institutions. I have given one example of your CSR lab. Okay, that is basically part of the applied research lab. Now, if we try to draw a figure for this framework, then we'll get like this one. You see that theory, hypothesis, variables, data collections, organization, analysis, interpretation, conclusions, new findings, generalizations, these applications, and validation. That is a very important part, peer review, and addition to the pool of knowledge. All this belongs to the conceptual framework of research. Now, two important terms we should be very much aware with. That is, one is objectivity and the other is subjectivity. To be more precise, the objective means a researcher must not allow their values, their bias, or their views to impact on their research, analysis, or findings. So for research to be reliable or to be considered scientific, objectivity is paramount. Means you have to give, means your research should be your bias-free research, and that's why we have to keep this objectivity as paramount. Now, subjectivity or subjective research means also known as sometimes as phenomenological research. This is because it is concerned with the study of experiences from the perspective of an individual and emphasizes the importance of personal perspective and interpretations. So if you look at these two terms, objectivity and subjectivity, one, that is objectivity, we try to do some bias-free research, and another, we are more concerned on individual basis research, right? Or individual basis research. So this research is based on the data derived from the observations of the events that they take place from unstructured or semi-structured interviews. I hope you guys know about the unstructured or semi-structured this type of interviews. Can you tell me what exactly an unstructured interview is, or how we conduct this type of interview? I think the social science scholars will be able to answer this question. And means business science, School of Business students also will be able to answer this question properly. So please tell me, what do you mean by unstructured interview? Can anyone answer this question? See, I just told you that subjectivity, we are more concerned on individuals' observation. Okay, and Objectivity, that is VASP, apart from the individual research, we more focus on the group-based research, right? Now, interview is a part of this subjective research, and we can classify the interview as unstructured, structured, or semi-structured interviews. Unstructured means the question may be random. It is not pre-arranged. Okay, so the questions will be random, means it is not means notified to the person for which the interview is being taken, and it may be anything. So that is unstructured. And structured means questions are known. So again, semi-structured means some questions may be random and some are known. So with the help of these interviews, either maybe unstructured, structured, or semi-structured, we can gather individuals' observation with respect to a particular topic. So that's why this belongs to subjective research. Now, more precisely, sometimes this term positivism is used for objective kind of research, and interpretivism is used for subjective research. If we try to find out the differences between them, then you can see this table. You can take a screenshot of this. So positivism. Why the positivism word is used? Because you have seen that objective research, YSP, while subjective is a kind of opposite to that, right? Individualism, or you can say subject-wise individuals' observations. So that's why these two terms, positivism for objective research, interpretivism for subjective research. So positivism regards the world as objectively outer, real and completely separate from human meaning making, while interpretivism says or claims that the only world we can study is a world of meanings represented in the signs and symbols that people use to think and to communicate. Positivism asserts that there is only one true or objective knowledge that transcends our time and cultural locations, while interpretivism accepts that there may be multiple knowledges and that knowledge is highly contingent on time and cultural locations. The difference is very clear with respect to this second point. Then third one says this views knowledge as based on facts that are out in the world waiting to be discovered. While interpretivism says that views this knowledge, or it regards this knowledge as the constructed through people's meaning making. Because in case of subjective research, we come closer to the people's, a single people's observation with respect to that topic. So that's why we have said that it views knowledge as the constructed through people's meaning making. So in brief, we can say that positivism or objective research asks of knowledge like, is it true? While subjectivity, subjective research asks of knowledge like, what does it do? How can it be used? Or by whom or to what end? What interest does it serve? What does it make possible? All right, so this is regarding objectivity and subjectivity, or objective research and subjective research. One more term is associated to this, that is value neutrality. So this is more related to the sociological science research. So that's why the term value neutrality in sociological research. Value neutrality is the duty of sociologists to strive to be impartial and overcome their biases as they conduct their research. So these terms, objectivism or subjectivism, you have seen that one tick, one problem we try to deal with, or one problem that we want to remove, is the biasness. A research can be said as a good research only when it is free from biases. In our future classes also we'll see that uh, there are some techniques by which we can deal with this. Okay, obviously that is a kind of mathematical based parameters, but it is also more concerned to subjective one, because it's you who is doing the research. So your research should be free from your bias towards any particular site or towards any particular topic. So value neutrality is the duty of sociologists to strive to be impartial and overcome their biases as they conduct their research. Some points that I'm mentioning here that regarding this value neutrality is that assigning moral values to social phenomena is an inescapable result of being part of society, rendering truly value-free research inconceivable. Despite this fact, sociologists should still strive for value neutrality. Then, this you have to remember Max Weber. In fact, you can take it as an assignment that you have to find out some details about this Max Weber. Who was he, and what he did exactly with respect to social social science research. Okay, so he described value neutrality is the duty of the sociologists to identify and acknowledge their own values and overcome their personal biases when conducting sociological research. As I have said that, so here only one point they are just focusing is just try to overcome or remove the personal biases when some sociological kind of sociological research is conducted. In fact, I can say that this is related to every science or arts. Either it may be sociological science, or it may be computing science, or any engineering science, or basic science, or your business, full of business or business sciences. Right. So, in order to be value neutral, sociologists must be aware of their own moral judgments and values and avoid incorporating them into their research, their conclusions, and their teaching. Right? Which suppose you try to find out the means or compare two political parties, their tenure, and what means plus and minus of those parties with respect to their tenure, then you should be means very much aware that you have to do that, which means in a VSP manner. Suppose you should not means divert yourself towards one political party, right? You should be free from that view. That can be an example for this. Okay, so value neutral. I hope you now got what does it mean. So many sociologists believe it is impossible to set aside personal values and retain complete objectivity. Yeah, it may be true. You cannot be free, 100% free from your own means personal values while doing that research. But still, we should be very much aware that if we want that our research output has a positive impact on the society, then that research should be bias free. They caution research rather to understand the societal studies may be or by necessity contain a certain amount of value bias. Okay. So to a certain amount, it is okay, because as I have said that 100% bias free, it's not possible. But still, means if we say that this term value neutrality with respect to our research, we can say that, or we can do that only when we say that yes, that is a kind of neutral observation, or that is not impacted by our personal bias. So with this, I'm ending today's lectures, but there are two questions. See, I have taken few points, few topics, those I feel that very important for this subject, and I give questions related to those particular topics only. So do not skip that, and I have seen that all of you are doing that. That's a good thing. So for today, I have framed these two questions for you. And the questions are, first question is that what according to you objectivity and subjectivity of research? Please cite some examples to justify your answer. Then next question is, what is value neutrality in sociological research? Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's clear.
Okay, I'm stopping here right here. I'm taking attendance now.